This video is about AI and SEO. Will Chat GPT and AI kill Google and SEO? And this is a very complex question, and I don't think anybody has the exact answer to. But I think that there are there's some writing on the wall in specific areas that I think we can kind of figure out at this point. Especially, I've been doing SEO full time for about 11 years now, and so I think I have a pretty good insight onto that. Along with, I have been following AI to a significant degree. Google does have AI, and so it has been something that I have paid attention to. We've been using AI tools for a couple of years now as well. So, we look back way into the late 90s. It was not Google that owned the search market. It was things like web crawler, and I think to at some point AOL. But basically, since about the late 90s, early 2000s, Google has been the top dog. In the United States, they have a pretty big market share over other search engines, and that market share is much more comprehensive in non-US countries. I think in the US they get like 65, I want to say, last I checked, about 2/3 of the total searches, while in like European countries it's something like 95, 98, 99% goes to Google. I also, so they've had the market leadership for 20 years, which is pretty impressive for like a leading edge technology, like search engines were 20 years ago. The last 11 years so that I've been doing SEO, I've seen SEO is dead like a million times. And every single time it's been like, oh, sure, SEO is dead because of an algorithm update. That's really been what has caused a lot of that. It's when they make an algorithm update, somebody's site gets totally tanked, and to them SEO is dead, and so they go out and they talk about it, and that gets it's very exciting. It's the car wreck, so it gets a lot of attention. This is the first time I would say that there is. I wouldn't say SEO is dead, but SEO is at risk, and SEO is definitely going to change significantly over the next year, 1 to 10 years, basically. And does that mean that SEO is dead? In some sense, potentially, and in another sense, no, it'll definitely live on in certain ways. And I'll talk about that next. Okay, so let's also, I don't know if anybody's made a term for this, but if not, I think this is a good term: algorithm optimization. This is potentially where SEO will go, or at least SEO is a subset of algorithm optimization, because currently, over the last 11 years, I've been optimizing for Google's algorithm, different websites and stuff like that. Now, let's say Chat GPT stole all of Google's market share, then in search. Then we would be looking to optimize for Chat GPT. So it would be an algorithm optimization again, but it would be like chat engine optimization or something, maybe CEO for that specific subcategory of algorithm optimization. But I'm trying to generalize here to create a distinction, which is and point out that the ability to search the database of human knowledge for quick and easy answers is so incredibly valuable that it's not going away. So this is something I've said for a long time, and which is why SEO is, in some sense, will always be around, because there will always be a need for the ability to figure out when Kevin Bacon's birthday is or whatever. There's so many things that 30 years ago you just couldn't get answers to that now you can get answers to in a few seconds. And the need for that, and the want and the desire and the value for that is not going to go away. Whether or not that's Google, whether or not that's search engine optimization kind of classic, or whether or not some sort of other algorithm optimization remains to be seen. But algorithm optimization will 100% be here. For a very long time. Like, it's going to be for the rest of our lives, I think, some form of algorithm optimization to search, sort, and filter the database of human knowledge and experience. It will be extremely valuable. I do see chat type of things, or AI, taking over some of the classic search market share. I think there'll be some sort of mix, be it like how Bing kind of integrates the search results kind of into the responses. But I also think that there'll be some markets where some people will use search and some people will use chat, and maybe there'll be a search, kind of like a research life cycle or customer journey that involves both. That involves maybe starting off at chat, and then going into search and then moving in between the two. So there's a lot of possibilities there, but algorithm optimization has been here for a long time, and it's not going away. Okay, I think that there's also needs to be a key distinction between kind of commercial and informational type searches. So informational type searches, I think, are much more likely to be eaten up by kind of chat type of activity, especially very known things that have been around a long time. Google does try to answer these, but in a lot of ways, like a chat is actually more convenient in some ways. It's simpler, it's cleaner. It allows you to get right to the answer or brainstorm different things or kind of read different patterns. Now, do I see someone going on to Chat GPT and be like, recommend me a plumber in the Dallas area that a good plumber in the Dallas area? I don't think that's a very good idea. And I think most people would kind of instinctively not do that. Now, whether or not there's going to be a find a plumber chat AI out there that is successful and takes a lot of market share remains to be seen. I think it's certainly possible, but I think it's more down the line versus searching out like how to raise a cat. I don't know, just something that, well, maybe that is commercial because there could be like a training, but there's a whole bunch of other kind of informational type searches that Google doesn't really care about because it's not really where they're making their money. They're not doing the pay-per-click, so it's not going to impact them quite so directly initially. And then also just some people have old habits. They've just been using their search bars. It's just what they're used to. And so it'll take some time for people, even if it is better in the chat, even with the AI, then they will still be using what they used before. And is it possible that also that classic SEO can or classic search can keep some things? Like 10 years from now, there's still some things people are searching for. I think so, yes. If you think about how search lives in so many different, parts of software, it's not just to search the internet, search your files, search within a program. There's a whole bunch of other searches and sorts and filters that will always be useful to kind of filter through the information out there. So I do think that there is probably going to be some amount of search that just stays with Google or another search engine, maybe not Google, maybe a different search engine that is a little bit more, that is more modern and fits neatly into the chat kind of world. So, but at a minimum, I think that their chat is definitely going to take a big bite out of search market share. I just don't see how it couldn't, because there's just too many useful possibilities that Google is taking now or receiving from users that will no longer really make sense. Will be far superior served with a chat AI bot type thing. I do want to point out that Google as a company is different than Google as a search engine. And I think Google as a company has a brighter future than Google as a search engine. I think it's going to be painful for them, and they already, they're probably going to lose a lot of income, and you're going to see them. They're already doing it. They're kind of cutting a lot of costs, and there's a lot of kind of super technical stuff that point to Google being like, hey, we need to try to make some actual freaking money here. But Google is actually, their AI history is potentially the best of any company in the world, or at least they're up there. Specifically, so the transformers technology that Chat GPT is based upon, so it's the kind of the core algorithm of Chat GPT's code, is based upon something developed at Google AI called transformers. And they released a paper, I think it was 2017, and in that paper they basically the exact algorithm that they have in there it's almost exactly the same as ChatGPT's algorithm. I think they made a few minor tweaks, but the fundamentals are exactly the same. So in a sense, Google is the parent or the proprietor of the technology that is working right now, the technology that's really blowing people's minds. So they should get points for that, but the market doesn't necessarily reward points, but it does give them, potentially an edge an edge on everyone else because they've been more familiar with the technology for longer, and they're definitely doing a lot of research on that. Now, part of the problem is, are they acting more like a university with the research and the white papers and less like a company? And then if that's true, then there's a transition period to be like, oh, actually, we want to make some money with this AI. Maybe their next development, maybe they've got Transformers plus plus that they develop. That's a significant upgrade over the current Transformers, but they don't release it, or they don't release it for 3 to 5 years, something like that. Maybe they need to do that. Maybe they won't do that. It's hard to say for sure. AI has been a huge part of their algorithm for quite a while now, in terms of they run it through to check or calculate or estimate certain types of things. I'm not saying that completely correctly, but point is that they have been using AI. They have a lot of AI history, and they should be given a lot of potential to still be around in 10 years as a leader in the AI space. That said, maybe they're too much of a behemoth. Maybe they lose too much revenue, or they're poorly managed, and the tech just kind of bleeds to other people. Like the talent goes elsewhere, the knowledge gets out there, etc. So I would be pretty. At first, when I heard about Chat GPT, I was thinking, it's not really that big of a deal towards Google. But as I've dug into it, it's like, okay, this is a threat. And if they just try to do things as normal, they will fail. Google will go out of business if they continue as is. So they are going to need to really think on their feet, think again like a startup, and really try to show that they can still be a market leader. And I think it's possible, and I wouldn't bet against them, but it's certainly not guaranteed. I guess I kind of already did this a lot, like Google as a company. SEO is a discipline. So one thing is for sure, it will change. There's a lot already changing. So there's a couple different angles that this will change. First of all, the SEO tools that are available are exploding, and specifically around AI. And that's where I've been using AI SEO tools for several years now. And it's not just content. There's a whole lot of other things that AI can do for somebody doing SEO. But specifically, where the marketable searches, where that activity goes, is something that somebody in search engine optimization will have to be nimble on their feet, because it's unclear how much and which and what pattern it will take in transitioning from search volume, stuff that used to be taken care of with searches, moving into chat. So if I were to guess right now, 10 years from now, I'd say SEO would be very different. There's a lot of searches that SEO will be taken from kind of the classic search engine, but there still will be algorithm optimization, and so there will still be places for people who are looking for angles to essentially exploit algorithms for their financial benefit. That will still be there. So there'll still be the potential for that. But AI is going to change a lot, and it's hard to say exactly how much it will change or what it will change, because there will definitely be things that no one's predicting right now, and it will be quite substantial, and it'll be fast. So some of these things might happen extremely quickly. They might happen this year, 2023. You might see, I think I would predict that this year there will be major developments in AI this year. New products that come out that explode markets or completely upend certain markets just this year. And over the next kind of 1 to 3 years, I would expect some industries to be completely toppled by AI, or completely changed by AI, not just SEO. And so it's exciting, but it's scary. And if I had kind of one major recommendation, well, let's say two. There's two major recommendations to kind of, if you want to capture it. Learn how to learn. So learn how to get better at understanding and constantly absorbing information and documenting information and using new information and understanding and putting that new information to practical use. That skill set is probably the most important skill set that you can have right now. And the other thing would be to keep following AI and keep looking at the tools and seeing how the tools can solve problems in your life or your business, and maybe even go into building software for AI to try to solve a problem that you think it can solve. And there's going to be a lot of that. So thanks for watching. If you like this, please like this video. Gives me the credit with the YouTube gods, and I'm appreciative of it. And subscribe if you want more content like this. Thanks, and have a great day. Bye.